Okay, that works. So if you have a problem with English, just tell me. I can speak Italian as well. Perfetto, va bene, allora parlerò italiano. Thanks, by the way. As Ralph said, I am a lawyer. Unfortunately, I'm a lawyer. Are there lawyers in there? Just, I'm alone. Okay, that's fine. So I will try to make it easy for you to understand my cases because they are based on jurisprudential and laws, so I think that it might be hard for non-lawyers to approach such matter, but I will try to keep it easy also for non-lawyers. I hope that you will appreciate that. And by the way, in first place, why I decided to follow such cases just to protect animals and animals' rights. Because you can say, well, but you are helping people, not animals. We know that there are many laws about animals against mistreatment or killing of animals, but for many reasons they are not enough to make the difference and to protect or to save animals. That's my opinion, of course, but still animals are considered as things by the law, so there is no way that we can prevent them from being killed from humans, for humans' interests. And this is why I tried to approach that matter from a different point of view. That's the point of view of human rights, such as the right to eat vegan food, and then to protect animals, to save animals, just protecting humans and humans' interests. Because our laws just entitle us to protect humans, actually, even if they don't say so, but that's what they do. So, how can we prevent animals from being exploited or killed? For example, spreading the knowledge, the awareness that they are not useful nor good for human eating, and that they are not food. Many people, as my colleague said, think that we need to eat animals, and we can make the difference with such cases because in front of the court we have the possibility to explain and to prove that eating animals is not required for humans, and that it also is harmful for humans. So once that we can prove that in front of the court, then it's easier for people to realize that in order to respect animals, they have not to kill them for food, nor to eat them. And this is the first reason that many people use to justify their eating animals. So they say, well, that's not a problem of love or respect, it's just a need, the need to eat animals, such as the lion does. But we are not lions, and that's what I'm trying to prove in front of the court with my cases. And there are many different cases, many matters involved, because as you have seen, the first one should be that of the vegan option that may be not available everywhere. And we had, of course, a bill such as that of Portugal case, but it was never approved by our parliament. And it's been about 10 years right now, but still no way to make it approved. So our vegan option is not available officially under the law, but I'm trying to affirm and to sustain such a right to have the vegan option available in at all schools or public canteens and so on. So what can we do? We have the possibility to make a trial in front of the court, the administrative court in Italy, once that the school, for example, denies the right to eat vegan for our children. And that's what we are doing. We are doing such trials based on the law. But as I said, there are no laws that entitle people to have a vegan option. So we have to work with other laws, for example, with the Constitution. And in Italy, the Constitution is pretty good. The problem is people's mind, because they do not share, of course, the idea that veganism is a fundamental right, but still it is involved in the respect for ethical rights. And for us, for our Constitution at least, they are the same of religious rights, and therefore we have the possibility to use the Constitution to make our vegan right actual and effective. Plus, we had a guideline for eating at school, for public refectories, and this says that vegan option should be available just upon request, and that no certification is needed. So, clear, easy. But schools are not agree with that, and therefore it happens that they say, no, well, we don't recognize any vegan option because it's harmful. Or you have to prove by a certification from a doctor that it's not harmful for your child. That's pretty unfair. And in this case, this is such case where the mom was entitled to obtain a vegan option for her children, for her child, but they requested a certification. And she said, well, that's not my duty, because I have the right to obtain such a vegan menu for my son. They didn't approve it, so we had to make a case, and the decision was fine because we won, of course. The court said that we have such right to the vegan menu. Now, the highlights. The first highlight is that the decision stated that there is no need for any certification. And that's important because they stated, of course, that vegan food is suitable also for young children. And that was the problem. The court never said that eating vegan food is harmful or not, but they rejected the instance of the school based on the consideration that vegan food should be harmful for children. So it is implicit that vegan food is not harmful for young children. There are also criticalities because the court never discussed the vegan issue in itself. They simply said, well, you had no right to ask for a certification because it was never stated before from your school. But that's not about veganism in itself. It was grounded on the problem, on the issue with such school and with the contract with that school. In second place, the court rejected our asking for compensation because I claimed the damages that were involved in such a decision by the school because it was an infringement of human rights from my perspective, but the court didn't say so. So no restoration for such moral damage, and that's not good, of course. The effects, well, the same Ministry of Health stated that after such case, the school was wrong, and that based on that guidelines that I before discussed, they did not have any right to ask for any certification. So it was a double victory. But last year we had the same trouble with the same school that simply removed the vegan option from the alternatives for food. And therefore, if the first year the problem was with the certification, the second time the problem was with vegan food. They simply removed the vegan option and they said, well, you are allowed to have just vegetarian food, no vegan food. Problem solved. And then we were in front of the same court for the second time, and then we won for the second time. In such case, the defenses were based not on the harmfulness of vegan diet for children, but just on the consideration that everybody could ask everything to eat, and that should be a problem for the public administration and for the school. So that was a victory in itself, because the second time the school did not represent any claim against a vegan meal in itself. And from my perspective, that was a victory. The decision was good for the second time. We won, of course. The highlights, once again, vegan food not harmful for children, and that's good. And they also said that the defenses were unfounded, of course, and that's good too. But the criticalities, once again, the critical aspects of vegan food were not involved in the decision. So once again, the court showed that they were not interested to approach the matter in itself, and that therefore maybe that they have some political reasons not to approach such matter, because stating that vegan food is good and not harmful may change things, of course. The effects. Well, it was funny because the school said, you obtained the vegan option for this year, and that year was about to end in 1 month. And they stated, okay, next year we will think about it once again. The problem is still in people's mind, because they are still thinking at vegan food such as harmful for young people, and that's what also judges say in the trials, and also many doctors are still stating that eating vegan is not correct for children, that may be suitable for adults only, and that's the real issue, because I think that we are really making the difference with such cases, because we can show in front of the court and with scientific proofs that they are wrong, and that therefore anyone at any age could eat vegan food, vegan meal, and there's no need for meat in any case. And that's it. If you have questions, of course in Italian, I'm here.